Hi, John and Jonathan. I am
Hi,
Latasha with Awards Buzz.
hi, Latasha. Hi,
First of
Natasha.
all, a huge congratulations to the both of you on such impeccable work. Really quick, I've been fortunate enough to check out the series. I'm obsessed, nevertheless. But I want to know, and this question is for the both of you. What was it that made you say the world needs more of Robin Hood?
I think it was like the for us the way into the story or finding a story point, an entry point that hasn't really been told. And it's an origin story. I mean, we start with Rob as a young boy and we meet his parents and we understand that the world he lives in, we're part of his community and we're telling the story of, how he became Robin Hood. It's an origin story for us. So I think that was something that was appealing and that hasn't quite been done, before.
And I think the idea of it being more relatable, human and relatable, more grounded, a little bit more historically real feeling, but not even historically real, but just, real on a human level and an emotional level, and more relatable. And that was, that's not something that you often associate with Robin Hood. He's often a very larger than life figure, and the action is very larger than life. So it was really about trying to do something that felt more grounded, more real, more relatable, more human, and but re very relevant to today, and with themes that are relevant today.
And I have to say, I really think you guys did such a superb job at the way in which the series has kicked off. That relatability, the true human aspect and element of Robin, like Robin, his story and Robin Hood, it really was emotional, especially without me giving too much away. Episodes 1 and 2, is there anything that you can share about the overall creative approach with the way that you kicked this series off, starting with you, John?
Well, I think it's just what you said is that, we wanted to create a very personal, Robin Hood, not just a swashbuckling sort of adventurer. And he's,
Yeah.
running around shooting arrows everywhere. It's like, what's in his heart? What's in his soul? What made him hurt? He carries his trauma with him as you know, from a young man. And that sort of turns into anger and this desire for vengeance. And from that, the world around him, fate, people around him carries him into kind of a leadership role, into a hero's journey, even though he rejects that for most of, probably for most of the series, he's going to want to reject that. But it really is humanizing the legend. That was our goal to do that.
Yeah. Jonathan, with you, how long has this project been in the works for you guys? Like, how long have you guys been in the writer's room? Like, just the entire rollout. How many years are we talking, if years at all?
And his brain since he was a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, literally, yeah. I mean, I've
Jeez.
loved the medieval period since I was a kid. I've been a castle nut. I think I visited every castle in England growing up. I would like harass my parents to mum and dad to take me to every castle. So Robin Hood's always been there. It's he sort of dominates the medieval period. So if you read and embrace anything to do with the Middle Ages, Robin Hood's always there. And I loved all the Robin Hood movies. I watched them all growing up as a kid, and but somewhere in all of that, you begin to see that there's a version of his story that hasn't been done, which is what John was saying, and what we both kind of got very passionate and excited about. That there's a more human story and a more emotional story, with this great love story, by the way, between
Yeah.
Robin and Marion as well at the center of it, which is it's there in some of the previous versions, but it's never really been tackled, I think, in quite the way that we wanted to tackle it. But this really, it's the beating heart of Robin Hood is a love story as well, and it's a sort of Romeo and Juliet love story because he's a young Saxon and she's a young noble woman, a Norman noblewoman. So immediately you have conflict and the two worlds pulling them apart.
Yeah, yeah. I really wish I had more time with you guys, but again, a huge congratulations to the both of you, John and Jonathan. Impeccable work, and I absolutely cannot wait for the world to see this version of Robin Hood. Congrats.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. It means
Thank
a
you.
lot to
You
us.
so
Thank you.
much.